Okay, we're going to talk about your next project. You are going to be doing two drawings of fabric. One is going to be with color pencil. The other is going to be with charcoal. And you're going to have two charcoal pencils, and it will say charcoal pencil on both of them. One's going to be white, one's going to be black. So you'll need to check your bag, your supply bag, to make sure that you have these. If you don't, I'll show you where they are located so you can grab what you need. Do not sharpen these in the electric pencil sharpener. The charcoal is way too soft to go into electric pencil sharpener. It will just break and make a huge mess. So you will need one of these, and you'll just put it in and sharpen it as needed. All right. So before you get started with your charcoal pencil, you are going to pick one light paper and one color paper. The color paper is either blue, green, or brown. And then we have three light neutral color paper that you'll need to pick one of those. The light color neutral is going to be for your color pencil. The green, blue, or tan brown color is going to be for your charcoal pencil. Now, this is one that I did a while back. Obviously, it's much larger, and we did do them larger, but we are on a time constraint. So, I do suggest doing your picture upside down. One, you're seeing it as a shape, not a piece of fabric. So, one, you're going to sketch it out with a pencil. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the shape of your fabric. If it is a diagonal line, make a diagonal line. If it is a straight line, make a straight line. A lot of these are not going to be straight. Okay? Now this I'm just sketching, so if it's a sketch, that means it's going to be light. So that way if I make a mistake, I can erase it. Okay, so, and then just remember, as you're drawing, you want to make sure that you are following the way your fabric is going on your paper. If your line is diagonal, because what I notice with what people draw is they really like to draw straight lines, or they are afraid to get too close to an edge. If it goes off the page, it goes off the page. I really want you to use a lot of the papers, at least 75% or more. See, I just went off the paper. No big deal. Okay? Okay. So I have my drawing. And I did this upside down because, one, I find that it's easier for me to do it this way. And you can change the screen because since you are not going to be printing these out, it's going to be a lot easier. I think it's a Control Shift, and then there's a number at the top that has like a arrow that you can change it. Okay, so half of this I'm going to do in charcoal, and the other half I'm going to do in colored pencil. So I'm going to do the colored pencil first. So make sure I would use at least, I would use at least
At this time,
3
clubs will be meeting.
to 5.
The AV club will be meeting at the auditorium.
Different
FTA
colors. You want to have
in lecture room 2.
a white
National
highlight.
Art Honor Society will be in
You want
FA166.
a light color.
International club in the band room.
A main
Mentors,
color, a dark color.
And old mentors, FC196. Students.
Okay, back to where we were. You can get black. You probably won't use a lot of that. I have navy blue, white, yellow, and then this is called raspberry. So these are the colors that I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do first is I am going to lay down the main color, which is raspberry. Now, one thing you'll notice with this paper is that it does have a texture to it. So it's going to grab the pigment a little bit easier. And this fabric choice is actually one of your choices in the reference photos that we will be looking at. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this is my navy blue. Now, you want to take your time. Be mindful of what you're doing. You're paying attention to where the values are. Now, we should be at the point where you're able to look at your drawing itself and be able to see what you need to add as far as values. I should not have to tell you where you need to add more or less, because it is to that point. We're at the end of the semester. So close. So also make sure you're paying attention. The fabric does have ripples in it. Okay, so now we're going to have some right here. Dark. And then I'm also going to come down here. See how this is dark? Then I'm going to come back in with my main color. Now, one thing I don't want to see, none of this, okay? That is not needed. We're not doing this. This needs to be light in value, and then you're working your way towards the darkness, okay? Like right here, you can see that that is dark. You can see right here that this is dark. That's where my black is going to come in. Now you can always go back and add more. Nothing wrong with adding more color, more value. And layering on the colors, it's what's going to help blend it together. Now you really, really, really want to try blending with your pencil and not with the blending stuff, not yet. Okay, so I've got some white in here. And I even have white in here. So you can actually, if you wanted to, If it's just white, you could come in here and add just the white. Come back in and add some more. Now I don't like the fact that I can see these streaks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my pencil to the side, hold far away, and then all I'm going to do is start scribbling. So scribbling is where I'm making circles. You remember when we did the values? I'm just going to scribble, scribble, scribble. Blend that out. You're still probably going to notice, but not as much. Okay, so let's flip this over. There you go. All right, so that is the representation of this. So next we're going to flip it over and we're going to only use the color pen, or excuse me, the charcoal. Now, if you have a cast shadow like that, you are going to need that. Okay. Now, once you put down the charcoal, it's there. You're not going to go anywhere else with it. This is where I am going to use my blending stump. Blend that out some. And it's okay if you blend it, I mean, you have all this extra paper, and it's okay. And yes, this will get messy if you allow it to. It does not have to get messy. All right, you may want to get a piece of paper out of your sketchbook, tear it out, and put it over your picture with your hand on top of it so you're not smudging. Okay, so we have that. So let's go back in and I'm going to do some different values. So I know I have that, so I'm just going to blend that out. I'm going to fan it out, not make it so harsh. I still want that line because that line is going to help define the individual fabric sections. Now remember, this is just the charcoal part. There's not going to be any color besides black and white, and that is it. So, and if your stump is getting dirty, you need to get you some sandpaper to sand that out. But make sure you're paying attention, being mindful about where those shadows are on your reference photo. Okay, just a little bit of shadow there. And what's nice is that if I like, oh, I didn't want to go that dark, I can add this charcoal pencil right on top of that black to help lighten that up. I mean, it's not going to be 100%, but it's going to help lighten that up a lot. Now, you are going to have extra paper to test this out on before you get really involved with your lights and your darks with your charcoal, and I'd rather you kind of practice first. And we have enough paper that you're able to do that. Okay. You can also go back and see how dark this gets. This is just awesome. So if you're wanting like a really, really dark area, you can put that in there and not blend it out. And then you can also go back where your shadows are and really clean up that edge once you're almost finished. Go back and push the black so that area looks like it's kind of popping out. Can blend it just a little bit, kind of soften it up. Because you do have a background. A lot of these are being held up by nails or whatever. There should be a nail right there. Okay, so 2 drawings. One, which is going to be on your lighter paper, is going to be with your colored pencil. And your other one, which is going to be either the green, blue, or tannish color, is going to be with the charcoal. So you're going to have 2 of these. They're going to be 2 different drawings. So you get the idea about what's happening here. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have this done Thursday, probably even Wednesday. Some of you guys are going to have this done. And then we're going to move on to the next project, which is going to be a reverse value project. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It's going to be kind of a surprise. So anyway, let's go ahead and get busy.